Today we're testing all of these cheap Chinese batteries. They're 12-volt lithium iron phosphate, and we're gonna see if they work as advertised, if they're safe to use, and which one gives you the most bang for your buck. So the first thing I tested was the capacity, and the LF was dead last with 86 amp hours. Next four batteries did not pull full capacity, but they pulled between 97 and 99 amp hours. And that was the deep power, the hum sync, which their other batteries actually pull full capacity, so that was surprising. The green O battery, and the DC house battery. I had high hopes for this one, but it did not pass. Now the Watt Cycle Mini pulled 101 amp hours, which is pretty low for a Watt Cycle. The Yagulch pulled 101 amp hours as well. And then we got these freaks of nature. The Dynas pulled 105 amp hours, which is really good. But the Dumb Fume pulled 108. That has to be a record for a budget battery. That's crazy. I've seen a lot of 106s, but 108 is wild. And it also pulled this capacity on the 100 amp cycle. That's crazy. And here are the results graphed so that you can save them for yourself. This is at a 0.2C rate, so I pulled 20 amps for 5 hours. Now for the next test, I charged and discharged with 100 amps until it turned itself off. And this is to test the high temperature disconnect. And the results were all over the place. Some of them lasted for a few cycles and some lasted for under 1 cycle. And in this test, the Dumb Fume was dead last. And I tested again and got the same results. So if you try to run this with 100 amps, it will shut down pretty quickly. Now the DC house was the winner, but is that good? That either means that it got too hot on the inside and it wasn't disconnecting, or that the BMS is very large and this case can dissipate the heat. But all of these batteries are in plastic cases, and in my testing I found out something interesting. When it comes to plastic case batteries, if you charge and discharge with their rated continuous output and input, you can get 1 to 3 cycles and then it shuts down. But for other batteries I'm testing with metal cases, you can charge and discharge them forever at that rate, and the cells are made to handle it so it doesn't hurt the battery. But for these, they don't last that long. They trip pretty quickly, which is good, but it shows that you can't use these at a 1C rate. And the feature worked on all batteries. They all worked to disconnect when they got hot. Now the next thing I tested was the overcurrent protection. And on budget 12-volt batteries, it usually does not work. And it used to be that Watt Cycle was the only budget one with overcurrent protection that worked quickly. But in this test, it worked on all of these batteries. But it did not work on the green O. And it was so bad that I melted one of the terminals. And I was able to pull 215 amps from this terminal without any protection. And to melt this was at 400 amps, and it would turn on and off. Next battery that had a problem was the LF. And I think this one only has over temperature, and it acts as overcurrent protection if you run it for a long time. This battery would turn itself on and off a few times per second, and it would regulate the current below 240 amps. So I couldn't get it up to 400 or 500 amps, but at 240 amps, it was switching on and off rapidly, and it was still accepting the current. So these two batteries failed the test. Now before we do a teardown, we're going to remove all the batteries that didn't pass the test. First phase 2, and these did not pass the capacity test. And then the Dumb Fume died. So this one was number 1 in the capacity test, but you cannot charge or discharge. We had a failure. And it happened right after the overcurrent protection test. It passed the test, and then it stopped working for no reason. And I couldn't believe it, so I connected it to my cycle machine to try to wake it up, and nothing worked. So this one's out of the competition. So these were the winners, and now we're gonna open them up and compare the build quality. Surprise, surprise. So these two batteries are exactly the same. Who could have guessed that China would do that? These things are practically carbon copies of each other. The BMS number is the same, and even the temp sensor routing under this tape is exactly the same. So now we're charging with 10 amps. We're gonna test this low temp charging protection, and it works. Now we're testing this one, and it works. Now the Watt Cycle, the cells are right next to the plastic, so I can't cut any deeper. But it has the same build quality as all the other Watt Cycles. Massive bus bars, screw terminals, and no solder joints. And this is a steel frame. This bar connects to steel cell holders. I don't think I've seen one of the mini batteries built like this. This is crazy. It's like a mini version of the 314 amp hour model. But this is not a smart model. I don't like those batteries. This is their dumb version, and it's very reliable. So out of all three, this is the only one with metal cell holders, large bus bars connecting the cells to the BMS, and no tape and strapping and foam holding it all together. So I would say the Watt Cycle actually wins this test. Also, when batteries are clones of each other, you never know what you're going to get from those brands. So Dynas and Gulch are probably going to have different batteries in the future, and you don't know what to expect when you open them up. But with watt cycles, they've all been consistent except for the 20 amp hour model. That one I think is made by someone else. But with watt cycles larger batteries, they all look the same and they're overbuilt. And this is what most budget batteries look like today. It's just foam, strap, and tape jobs. So unfortunately, the watt cycle won. The reason I did this test is I'm trying to find competition to this. And I bought the mini because I thought it would have a lower build quality, because I wasn't impressed with their 20 amp hour model. But yeah, this one is just as good as the large ones. I was expecting a bunch of tape and glue on the inside because this thing is incredibly small. But they did good, and it doesn't have smart features, which I like. Now, something I found funny is the dumb fume pulled 108 amp hours, and I was blown away by that. But now it's dead. So sometimes you get good results, but it's for a bad reason, and you don't want it to work like that. So maybe the voltage cutoffs were not programmed correctly, who knows? And I've liked the other dumb fumes that I've tested, but some people get different cells with these batteries. It's kind of like these clones. These brand names do not mean that much. You don't know which battery you're actually getting. I also had high hopes for DC House because I've heard a lot about them. But unfortunately, this one failed the test as well, and it's a smart battery. Same as this one, and I don't like that either. And they failed the test, unfortunately. Now, going by price, the best bang for your buck was the Dynas, and it pulled 105 amp hours. The only one that beat it was the dumb fume, and that one died. And these batteries are identical, but the Gulch is $12 more. And the watt cycle is $62 more than the Dynas. And that's a lot of money at this price point. That's huge. But the build quality is better in the watt cycle, so you get what you pay for. Also, this is the first time that we have clone batteries that have good overcurrent protection. But for the money, not bad. Now, if you have a better battery that can beat these, please list it down below. Also, all of my test data from the cycling machine, I'm going to post on my forum. So if you want access to those files, they'll be available. Also, I bought all of these batteries with my own money, but it doesn't matter. I'll find problems with everything. Now, if you want any of these batteries, I'll have affiliate links down below and they support the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.